your offense and get the first down? How much is it confidence in the defense?
It's both. You know, I'm not adverse to putting our defense on the field on a short field because I know how they play. I think it's got to be both. You know, it can't be just total confidence on one side. You know, we feel like on fourth down we can get it. If the situation dictates it, then we'll go for it. You know, the first one we made a mistake. We weren't all on the same page. A little bit of a bust, but you know, our defense went out. You know, that's what I think. You know, we turn it over on fourth down like that, to us, that we consider that a turnover. So again, our response after turnover, and that's the one stat that we really talk about. That was outstanding. That's the difference in football.
Coach, where does that defensive performance rank, even going back to your days back east in New Hampshire?
It was the best one tonight.
It was the best, or was not?
Best one tonight. I don't compare. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've shut out people before. I mean, I'm not into look up the research and all those other things. Just really, 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 really proud of those guys. But that's how they prepared all week in practice, and that's what this deal's all about. You know, every Saturday is a test for us. You know, football 101, and if you're going to get an A on the test, you better prepare for it. And that's what these guys did all week long. So.
Huge game from EPO this week. You know, multiple defensive stops, the interception for the touchdown. You know, how big was that performance tonight?
Really big. You know, and I think like any secondary kid, you got to have a short memory because he had a couple pass interference calls, but bounced back from them. And you know, we always preach about playing the next half. People certainly did, and really happy for him. And you know, he was a lot like Braylon and Dwayne last year as a true freshman. Just the game was never too big for him, and now you got a kid that played 14 games for us last year, and now he's got 4 under his belt. He's got 18 games under his belt, and he's still a sophomore. So real happy for him, and that's what we thought. You know, we had when we first got him here a year ago in August, and it showed up again tonight.
Coach, could you talk about Cole's performance and the decision to use him in that capacity? Was that based on giving them a wrinkle that obviously wasn't on tape before?
No, I mean, we didn't think of that. It's a package we've been working on, and you know, after we feel comfortable in practice and run it enough times in practice where we feel like, you know, that this is something we want to execute and put it in the game. You know, not a high maintenance thing. You know, if you got to spend a lot of time coaching it during the week, then you probably shouldn't run it on Saturday. But I think, you know, obviously we've got depth on the offensive side of the ball. It's an opportunity to get Brian Bennett in the game. It's an opportunity to get Colt in a different position that he can use, and that's what we're going to do because our depth will be tested as the season continues to go along. But our job as coaches, real simple, is just to put those guys in position where they can make plays and then get out of the way and let them go play, and that's what they did tonight.
And could you talk about how he did it with the job he had tonight?
He had 7 carries for 63 yards.
Oh.
Yeah. That was jacked up.
Chip, 6 times into the red zone, and you held. Talk about your red zone defense. They really bowed their necks tonight and played really well in the red zone.
They did, and a lot of it was us, you know, on offense, not doing, you know, not finishing in certain situations. But you know, I think that's the great thing about this team is you know, we don't have a lot of finger guys. You know, we got a lot of thumb guys, and we'll take care of it. And that's what our defense, you know, just right on the field. They don't care. They're competitors, and they want to go on the field in those situations, and they actually embrace those situations, which is pretty cool. And it's we have a lot of really good things on film that we can teach off of. But you know, hopefully we can continue to build, and that's what, you know, it's a long season, so just game 4 for us.
You're talking about preparation, and you guys defensively are talking about the same thing, just that how hard they felt like they were.
Kind of weird, I want to say.
What's your confidence level when you get through to the end of the week of practice that you kind of know what to expect from guys? I mean, I don't know if you expected 49-0 or if you expected them to have a shutout effort, but what's your confidence level in that regard once they put together a week like that?
Yeah, I don't. And it was a good question. I don't put a point.
Sure.
A point total on it, or think about it that way. But it's, you know, it's almost like you studied really hard for the exam, and you can't wait for the professor to put it on your desk. You know, like and then all of a sudden you get the first question, and you know, obviously, you know, probably question 10 through 15 was pretty tough for us because we struggled a little bit. But the second part of the test we breezed through pretty good because you gain a confidence from your preparation, and that's what our guys did, and this group really understands it. You know, and it's a great thing about this game. You know, you get out of it exactly what you put into it, and you can't fake it. You know, and if you try to kind of take a shortcut during a week, then invariably sometimes that's going to come up and rear its head on you on Saturday. And, you know, you could tell. You know, I knew Thursday challenged them to see what Friday could be like. Friday was really, really good for us. We had great meetings last night. You know, we went for a walk this morning. They were great on the walk. You know, usually when you go for a walk and then the walk's real good, you get excited about getting to the stadium whatever time they make us kick off. So.
Chip, Colt Layerla, he was recruited by some people as a linebacker. You used him at tight end. He was a running back in high school. Do you have any feel at all yet for what he really is, where he'll end up, what his best spot is?
No, it's a good question. We'll continue. I think the one thing about him, because he could be a linebacker, he could be a tight end, he could be a running back, is that his versatility is the key. And then, that's a fun part of it as a coaching staff, is that you get, you got some weapons that you can kind of, say, hey, maybe we can do this, or maybe we can do that. And it's not a one-man show. And obviously, to be successful long term, it can't be a one-man show. So to see him emerge, in a capacity that we felt he could do, but it was a matter of how much are we going to put on his plate. Let's kind of get him up to speed on where we are, and you're starting to see that. And it's the same thing. He had a great week of practice himself, and see the confidence that he played with today. So.
We'll go right here. We've got Colt Ireland in the other room. We'll take a question.